Welcome to the Hair Loss Show, where Dr. Russell Knudsen and Dr. Vikram Jayaprakash discuss issues relating to hair loss and the medical and surgical treatment of hair loss in both men and women.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hair Loss Show. Thanks again for watching. In today's episode, we're going to talk about weightlifting. One of the common questions that we get asked, all right? You get lots of young guys that are losing hair. They may want to look at starting medical therapy to try and limit the amount of hair that they're losing. But they also want to know about what about their lifestyle? What aspects of their lifestyle could be contributing to this? So a lot of people are very active in their lifestyle. They go to the gym,
take supplements.
Correct, right? And so the concern is, and it's sort of fed by a lot of misinformation, I think, that's on the internet, is going to the gym actually causing me to lose more hair, weightlifting, or any of the supplements that I'm taking to try and optimize my personal health, is that sort of pulling me back in terms of my hair loss or hair loss journey?
So what I say to patients in that scenario is that if you're using something that's designed to boost your testosterone, right, and you are genetically predisposed to balding, then you're not going to cause it, but you could accelerate it.
Correct.
Right. And so my argument to them then is, if you can use the medications, the common medications, particularly the blocking medication like finasteride, that blocks most of the enzyme activity that's taking testosterone across to dihydrotestosterone, then it really, for me, I'm comfortable with them using the supplements if they're trying to boost their testosterone, for them to get muscle bulk. But as I said to them, it doesn't cause it, but it could aggravate it.
So what you're specifically referring to is you've got your testosterone, and one of the biochemical pathways that it undergoes, it gets converted into another form of that testosterone called dihydrotestosterone, with an enzyme called the 5-alpha reductase enzyme that helps with that conversion. So this is what's causing, along with the genetics of things, this is what's causing the miniaturization of the hair. So anything that has the potential of pushing this up in individuals that are genetically susceptible, right, could potentially cause this to go up and then cause you to lose more hair.
Accelerate your loss.
So exercise, right? So how does that work? I mean, if you're doing weight training, you're doing resistance training, you're trying to build muscle. If you're building muscle, then that's going to push your, ideally it's going to push your testosterone, because it has a feedback loop to increase your muscle bulk. So that will cause that. We're seeing a lot of guys that are taking exogenous testosterone, so they're adding testosterone into the mix. You've seen obviously a lot of that in your practice.
Yes, I do.
And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I warn them. This testosterone supplementation comes either in the younger person coming to the office for building muscle.
Yes.
But it's also for the middle-aged man who feels that his testosterone's coming off. He's got that midlife thing happening, and they come in and they say, "Oh, I feel like I'm fatigued all the time, and I'm taking testosterone, supplementation, and my doctor's given it to me." And so again, the advice is the same. I don't have a particular problem if there is a reasonable, excuse for it to do it, but I would encourage them to block the enzyme if hair loss is going to bother them. Now, if they come to see us, clearly the hair loss is bothering them by definition. So that's my advice.
Okay. And I mean, the other thing, and we've addressed this as well on the channel, but this is another question that, we get asked constantly, is, the use of creatine supplements.
Yes.
Right? And so how does that affect this? Well, probably in a similar way, because what you're doing is, and again, it's all down to biochemistry, and I don't want to labor that point, but it's all about the sort of biochemical pathways.
There's an incredible number of pathways involved in metabolism and transformation of male hormone-like hormones, right? This is not the main pathway. This is just one of many pathways. So when you put creatine in the system, it can be creating elevation of other androgens, but they can go through multiple transformation processes and end up here.
Yes.
So it's not all about people taking testosterone. It's about people boosting anything that's going to boost the amount of male hormone, the androgens in their system, has then the potential to aggravate the hair loss. But there are health benefits to people with exercise.
Yes.
And so really it's not...
You'd never suggest don't exercise in order to try and keep your hair. Of course not. No.
So I think that's important. I think people just need to get some balance between what they're trying to achieve and making sure that it doesn't give them an untoward side effect that they were unhappy about.
So the short answer is, does weightlifting or does any exercise cause hair loss? Well, no, not in itself. You don't just go to the gym and suddenly your hair's going to fall out. But there is a potential explanation where if you are a genetically susceptible individual, that it can, potentially aggravate the issue. So certainly when it comes to the issue of supplementing things, when you're taking supplements, when you're adding testosterone, it's not a given that you will lose hair, but try it. See how you get on. If you are one that is more susceptible to this, and you do feel that the thinning miniaturization process is happening, it's not an overnight occurrence. You do have time. You can always look at sort of seeing someone and look at implementing therapies to try and...
I think the thing is that in my family, for example, my father was bald, my older brother's bald, and I'm not on any therapy.
Yes.
So the family history doesn't necessarily tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
So if I was boosting creatine, that doesn't necessarily mean I start to lose hair just because I've got a family history.
Yeah.
So really, it's got to be happening to the patient at the time for us to give that advice.
Good. Interesting topic. Hope you found that useful, because that's a question that we get asked all the time. Yeah. How does that...
So if someone's got no hair loss but wants to use supplementation, I'm not going to put them on medication just in case. We need evidence.
Yes, absolutely. You've got to have evidence that that is progressing. Anyway, that's a great topic. Hope you found that useful. Thanks again for watching.
And keep exercising.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.